All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, this is another strong one reaching us. Breaking news: fuel subsidy gone. Tinubu revealed. Well, my brother, my sister, the news in details. Well, onto this, Nigeria's new president Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Monday announced the end of fuel subsidy regime in the country. He also called on the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) to immediately work for a unified exchange rate regime, saying the interest rate is currently too high. While onto this, Tinubu made this known in his inaugural address as the 16th president of Nigeria. According to him, subsidy can no longer justify its ever-increasing cost in the wake of drying resources. We shall instead rechannel the funds into better investment in public infrastructure, education, health care, and a job that will materially improve the lives of millions. Monetary policy needs thorough house cleaning. The central bank must work towards a unified exchange rate. This will direct funds away from arbitrage into meaningful investment in the plant, equipment, and then jobs that power the real economy. Interest rate needs to be reduced to increase investment and then consumer purchasing in ways that sustain the economy at a higher level. Whatever merit it had in concept, the currency swap was too harshly applied by the Central Bank of Nigeria given the number of unbanked Nigerians. The policy shall be reviewed. In the meantime, my administration will treat both currencies as legal tender. The president said he assured Nigerians that the mandate given to him was not displaced. The confidence is there. Hope is back. Just let us be united, he said. All right, my brother, my sister, this is exactly what it is. On to this one, talking about unity. All right, the president had made it clear. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appealed to Nigerians to bury political differences and then join him in a new journey of healing, nation building, and then economic prosperity. Well, in his inaugural address after taking the oath of office and then allegiance administered by the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kayode Ariwoola, at the Eagle Square, Abuja, Tinubu pledged to be a president for all, irrespective of the circumstances of history and the political differences. As he took the oath and signed the dotted lines, a gracious former President Muhammadu Buhari and then his wife Aisha, as well Senator Oluremi Tinubu, the wife of the new president, and then other family members stood by watching with admiration. Before Tinubu took the stage for the oath of office, the CJN had administered similar oath on Vice President Kashim Shettima. President Tinubu, who was symbolically dressed in the national colors of green and white, charged Nigerians to not allow the opportunity for a greater development of the country to slip away. Our constitution and the laws give us a nation on paper. We must work harder at bringing this noble document to life by strengthening the bonds of economic collaboration, social cohesion, and a cultural understanding. Let us develop a shared sense of fairness and equity. The South must not only seek good for itself, but must understand that its interests are served when good comes to the North. The North must see the South likewise. Whether from the winding creeks of the Niger Delta, the vastness of the northern savannah, the boardrooms of Lagos, the bustling capital of Abuja, or the busy market of Onitsha, you are all my people. As your president, I shall serve with prejudice towards none but compassion and then amity towards all, President Tinubu said. He said in its over 60 years history, Nigeria has endured hardship that would have made other societies crumble, but for its resilience and then strength of its diversity, the country has remained intact. To the surprise of many, but not to ourselves, we have more firmly established this land as a democracy in both word and deed, he said. The president stated that this handover symbolizes our trust in God, our enduring faith in representative governance, and then our belief in our ability to reshape this nation into the society it was always meant to be. To advance the common vision of a better Nigeria, the president solicited the support of all Nigerians to join him in making Nigeria a more perfect nation and democracy, such that the Nigerian ideal becomes and then forever remains the Nigerian reality. President Tinubu explained that though he fought hard to win the February 2023 election, the win does not make him any more Nigerian than his opponent, who he pledged to relate to as compatriots. The outcome reflected the will of the people. However, my victory does not render me any more Nigerian than my opponent, nor does it render them any less patriotic. They shall forever be my fellow compatriots, and then I will treat them as such. They represent important constituencies and then concerns that wisdom dare not ignore, he said. He described the election that brought him to power as tough but fairly won, and then dedicated his victory to the country with a promise to do his all to advance its progress. This is the proudest day of my life, but this day does not belong to me. It belongs to you, the people of Nigeria, he said. On the economy, President Tinubu said his administration would target a higher GDP growth and significantly reduce unemployment. He promised to offer budgetary reform that would stimulate the economy without engendering inflation. Second, industrial policy will utilize the full range of fiscal measures to promote domestic manufacturing and then lessen import dependency. Third, electricity will become more accessible and affordable to businesses and homes alike. Power generation should nearly double, and then transmission and then distribution networks improved. We will encourage states to develop local sources as well. He said his administration would review all complaints by investors about multiple taxation and various anti-investment inhibition. We shall ensure that investors and foreign businesses repatriate their hard-earned dividends and profit home. President Tinubu said security shall be the top priority of our administration because the neither prosperity nor justice can prevail amidst insecurity and violence. To tackle unemployment, Tinubu reiterated the salience of creating meaningful opportunities for our youth as he pledged to honor his campaign commitment of 1 million new jobs in the digital economy. Our government also shall work with the National Assembly to fashion an omnibus jobs and a prosperity bill. This bill will give our administration the policy space to embark on labor-intensive infrastructural improvement, encourage light industry, and then provide improved social services for the poor, elderly, and the vulnerable. The president commended the action of the Buhari administration to phase out fuel subsidy, which he said would save the country at a time of drying resources. We shall instead rechannel the funds into better investment in public infrastructure, education, healthcare, and jobs that will materially improve the lives of millions. President Tinubu said Nigeria monetary policy needs thorough house cleaning as he charged the Central Bank of Nigeria to work towards a unified exchange rate. This will direct funds away from arbitrage into meaningful investment in the plant equipment and the job that power the real economy. President Tinubu said his administration would treat both new and an old naira note as legal tender, saying despite its intended merits, the controversial currency swap policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria was too harshly applied given the number of unbanked Nigerians. The president said his primary foreign policy objective must be the peace and stability of the West African sub-region and the African continent, promising to work with ECOWAS, the AU, and the willing partners in the international community to end extant conflicts and to resolve new ones. The swearing-in ceremony was attended by many presidents, prime ministers, and then other world leaders and diplomats. Also in attendance were former head of state General Yakubu Gowon, former President Goodluck Jonathan, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila, serving and then former governors, traditional and religious leaders, captains of industry, and the members of the diplomatic corps, among others. All right, my brother, my sister, this is exactly what it is. On to this one. Majority of things though had actually been said. Well, our prayer is that the good Lord will give us the better economy. Now we have seen it all. Let us see how it's going to play out. Well, this is what it is. What more can we say onto this, my people? Meanwhile, let me have your own take on this, and remember to subscribe for more updates if you are new on this channel. All right, thanks and God bless.